Okay, that was a worrisome note. My phone just said, "You're out of storage. This won't be recorded." Not sure what that meant because it shouldn't be recorded on the phone. It should be getting recorded on YouTube. Am I live on YouTube? Yay, yes. Okay, I'll give myself a thumbs up and then I need to change which account I'm under so that I can read the chat. Give myself another thumbs up just because I can. Oh, I'm melting over here. I'm sure. Ah, cats, you've knocked newspaper over at my feet. Can't move the chair tonight. Oh, my goodness. Been a day, been a week. Hopefully, people will find me and, oh, can't see. Glasses are all streaky. Been a day. And it is so humid here. We had massive thunderstorms on Tuesday, and my basement's still not dry. But hey, it'll survive. So, hello to everybody. I see we have 7 who found me. I honestly, my brain had melted today. I completely forgot to do a thumbnail and set that up. Completely forgot. So yeah. Like I said, it's been a day. So I am so glad to be back and feeling better. We still don't know why the blood pressure was up, but I got meds now. We'll be fine. We'll be fine on this end. Um, I did try to take a nap. The air quality here again is bad because of the fires in Canada. But I had plants that had to get into the ground. So, and it's trash night. So I spent an hour out there trying to do stuff in the yard and wiped myself out. So I took a nap. And that's when I completely forgot that I should have done a thumbnail for tonight. So what year is this from? 1980 something. We'll make it that price. So I'm still working on my list. Hope you guys are all doing okay. I hope some of you are safe because I know middle of the country's been having some serious challenges with the weather. I have nobody in chat yet. Really? Let me refresh and make sure that's right. There's Nora. Hello. Yes, I am glad to be back. It's just so much up that a little bit. So much has gone on for my health in the last couple of weeks, but not so much that my health was took a nosedive. It's just trying to find out. I was having heart palpitations. The blood pressure was way too high, which was probably why I was having the heart palpitations. And then tests, all the tests. So, so my heart's good. Um, we're not sure we're still working on a couple of theories as to the blood pressure, but the heart's good. No blockages, no sign of that. Stress test went well, except at the end of it, the blood pressure spiked. Uh, Even though I was on the medicine. But yeah, heart's good, murmur's good. Murmur hasn't gotten any worse, which is from the last Last time I had all these tests was about 15 years ago. So the heart murmur hasn't gotten any worse. Oh, Warren, 100. I could not. I could not. I would be trapped in my house living in Texas. Sherry, Juanita, hello, darling. Haven't seen you in a while. And Warren, I would melt. I would just melt. I could not do Texas. So Warren, I thought of you. I saw you in a chat on, I think the sale for Janine's, or I think it was on her channel. But I saw you in a chat and I said I had just been thinking of you because I just found a thank you. I keep these little gift cards to put in your packages. But this one, the next box I pack up for you, Warren, is going to have this one in because I know you make those little teachers things. It cracks me up. It says printed in Italy. But look at all the tiny little images you'll be able to cut out and use for your teacher guides, your teacher aid things. So I thought that would be a good one to use for you. CDC, hello. Why is my phone keep beeping at me? Hang on a second, guys. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's put do not disturb on because that's a bunch of Boy Scout stuff. I'm not gonna. Well, they do want to make money, but I've already had a mild stroke in my life, and um when I was only 41, I had a heart attack. So out in the woods too. That was no fun. Couldn't get to see a doctor for like 3 days. Um, but and it was a significant heart attack, but they it did miracle. It did very little damage. There's a little spot on the artery that goes across here that sometimes I'll feel like little electric shocks through there, and sometimes way over here by the valve. Um, but other than that, those are rare. And usually when I'm really stressed or overly tired, like really overly tired, it'll send out those little warning things. But so those tests were from 15 years ago. So they needed to run them again and it's a new cardiologist. But to have the blood pressure go from normal in January to 162 over 80 in June, and it had been creeping up ever since. Something's off. So the one thing that the cardiologist, because I like him, he likes to research stuff. He asked me, surprisingly, about any supplements. And then so I told him, and he said nothing there. And then he made me give him a list of all the herbal teas I have. We maybe have found a possibility, since we're not finding a blocked artery anywhere. So I have some stuff that a friend had given me, and it's got goldenrod in it. It's goldenrod tea, and it's made from the flower petals of goldenrod, and it's supposed to help inflammation because we're trying to find things for me to not be on all the naproxen. So it works. It does work. But he found a study from the NHS, which is the National Health Society in the UK, that in some people, goldenrod, while they do tend to recommend it over there for inflammation, it can cause the blood pressure to go up. So now I'm not allowed to drink it, and we'll see if that brings the blood pressure down. He's more proactive about this than my primary care is. So we'll see. I'm glad we did have these heart tests done though, because after 15 years, we need a new baseline. And he compared things, and the only thing he found that was worse, which he wrote off to the fact that I hurt my spine in 2021, is that my heart is badly deconditioned. basically meaning that I haven't had a significant exercise in the last 2 years. And I hate to tell him, but I said, "Well, let me tell you, when I after when I finally got to 2022, halfway through 2022, um, I couldn't even walk to the corner from my house, and my house is not quite in the middle of the block." So it's and now I can make it all the way around the block. To me, that's a significant increase. Um, and I've lost weight because I do a lot of eh, I do leg lifts and stuff because I have to, and things to stretch my spine. But I do a lot of yoga stretches, and so things are toning up, and I'm getting muscle, but it's all slow, so it doesn't do the cardio as much. So other than that, that was the only thing he had to complain about. And he so we have a plan, and so, so everything looks good on that front. I'm happy with it. And of course, the laptop keeps wanting to update things. So I hope the rest of you are not melting, Warren. I see your point about trying not to go outside. Totally understand that. I was outside today and melting a little bit because I realized I really do need to get these plants in the ground. And on the weekend, I did try to go live at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fairgrounds last weekend, and the internet was so spotty. I really couldn't do it. And then trying to film, it was so warm and muggy that day, and we ended up leaving by 4 because my friend Leslie, she's a little shorter than I am. She's a tiny little thing, but she had long COVID, so now she can't handle the heat at all. And it was really getting to her. So we were like, okay, we're done. We're done. So it was nice. I hadn't been able to see them in we were trying to figure out, but we think it's been 8 years since I've been out to see them. And the kids are in college now. Elric just started high school the last time I saw them. So, yes, we do have smoky air from the Canadian fires. When I first went out earlier today to to go check in with a friend's mother, um, it was really bad, and you could smell it in the air, the fires. You could just had that funny little, like because it's rain here too. We had a beautiful day, and then today all that smoke was back. It was really bad this morning, and then through the early part of the afternoon. And the only reason I went out into the yard at all was the fact that we had gotten a breeze that blew some of it out. So the quality got a little bit better. So I could get, you know, um, I had some pepper plants that were to the point where they're in this little tiny pot, like that big around, but the plant is this high and has two peppers on them. And one of the peppers is the size of a golf ball that needed to get in the ground before it kept because it keeps falling over. And I had a potted plant, one of these hanging pots that I put a bunch of seeds in that were really old. They were from the 90s. I didn't expect anything to grow, but I figured I would. And I thought I had put dwarf marigolds in the pot. Well, I put a ton of seeds in that thing, and the only thing that came up were two marigolds, but they're already 10 inches tall. They're not dwarf. They're they're full size marigolds, so they're gonna get about 15 inches tall. So I had to get them in the ground. And then my friend Leslie sent me home with some plants, including a catnip, which I have to figure out where can I put that and keep it. I have to see if I have chicken wire in the basement so that I can put something around it. Otherwise, all the cats in the neighborhood will be beating the crap out of that thing. so So everything's good. It's just I've recovered from last weekend. I recovered from the chaos of the rain. Um, some of you I know are friends on Facebook. You would have seen the picture. I had walked underneath the upstairs ceiling in the hallway where the leak is, and I had gone into the bathroom, and I'm in the bathroom, and I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm getting more water for the cats because the doctor has a cup up there we sit in the sink that she gets a drink out of. And I did that, and I walked back there that way and went into Mike's room to go fold towels up, and I hear this crash, and another big chunk of the ceiling came down. The good part, though, if there is a good part, is that now there was a big enough hole that Michael could get up there on a step ladder with some spray foam sealant and try to seal from underneath some of the leaks. So, so at least there's a little bit of a good side to that. So, you know, you gotta look for the good stuff because otherwise some days you'll just cry. So, but I hope everybody's doing well. How many we have here tonight? Oh, I have them in top chat. I don't want to be in top chat. I want to be in live chat. There we go. We have 18 people here. I know I don't expect to have a lot of people because I've gotten out of the habit of having my lives because there was so much going on. I canceled on you guys several times, and I don't like doing that. But we have some fun stuff tonight. And remember, we'll have a sale this week, and then there'll be another sale next week, and that'll be back on track. And the last week of July, there will probably not be a live because I don't know about any service at this summer camp that we're going to. So I don't know that I'd be able to go live from Boy Scout camp. A lot of times the Boy Scout camps only have service up at the dining hall, and then the dining halls are often locked at night, depending on which camp you go to. So, or it's not the great service to begin with, so it fades in and out. So that way, if we do the sale tonight and do one next week, we'll be back on track so that it's not a sale on the last week of July when I will be at Boy Scout summer camp. Because I'll be away the 20th when July 25th happens, I will not be doing a Christmas in July sale. It's just not going to work out because this year we're going to summer camp a week earlier than we normally do. Normally we go the first week of August, or whatever works out to be like the very end of July into August, but this camp doesn't go that many weeks. So we had to back it up a week. So that's what we're going to do. So, and the thing that popped up on my phone is they're looking for volunteers for the July 4th parade through Rose Valley because the scouts usually carry the big flag. We have to carry it horizontal. They usually carry the whole parade route to the Rose Valley pool, and everything ends with a big community picnic and barbecue at the pool, and which is fun. It's just a very cold pool because it's in a valley. It doesn't get a lot of sun. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I kind of have stuff set up. I also kind of don't. I have stuff down there. You can tell nothing behind me really has changed. But that's just the way my life has been lately. Just do what I can. And I'll start packing again tomorrow. So I have a couple of things, like you saw in the preview. Most of those will be offer up. I have a couple other things offer up, and a few that are set price. We've got cookbooks tonight. I've got one thing of Tinkerbell stationery that I've never used. It's a note card box set, and then that fun glass that I found. I admit I went to a Goodwill today just because going to my friend's mother's house, there was stuff that Because she's older, I pick stuff up and then I will take it to Goodwill, or sometimes she's given me boxes of crowns and stuff from she used to teach elementary school, and she had extra stuff and old coloring books, and I've given them to a nearby preschool. So I basically try to find places that could use what she's got. Um, and so, but I'm allowed to pick what I think I could sell. So there's one or two things from that. Most of what she gave me today, like I have beautiful vintage suitcase out in the car still that I'm gonna have to figure out, because that's not really something. I don't know how I'd ship that. It's full size. It's really like one of those 1940s leather covered looking, 40s into the 50s vintage suitcases. It's in beautiful condition. So I guess I will be trying Facebook Marketplace again, because I just can't see me shipping that big thing. If it were one of the little travel cases, maybe, but it's a big one. So, we'll ever onward and upward. So let's get going. And what do I have in what order? There we go. So let's do a couple of cookbooks first. Where's my keyboard? Keyboard's over here. I'll put that up there. So there we go. This is Southern Keepsakes from the Junior League of Montgomery. Now, I don't know how many oh, there's one page is creased. Good. Montgomery, Alabama, first printing from 1978. So this is gonna be an offer up. And we're gonna start it at 6, because I know there are some of you that like your cookbooks. I don't know if they're here. Now this is missing a little piece here, and I just found one page. Like, all the pages are in really nice, clean shape, but one page, I shouldn't have unfolded it. Okay, so like one page, the bottom corner part was folded up, and I just unfolded it. But there are so many cool things in here. But it even has pickles and relishes to make. I like how it says new keepsakes, food processor, microwave, and crock pot. Because in 1978, all that stuff was new and coming out. But it has your typical things: seafoods, meats and game, poultry, vegetables. It has, who did the artwork? Because it is illustrated. Illustrations are by Mary Herndon. Her basic she has Bachelor of Fine Arts, and her major concentrations are making trademarks and logos. The mouth will work yet. For designed for companies, restaurants, and other businesses. So she did a bunch of pen and ink sketches just for the cookbook. So where's my camera? There we go. I don't think they're bad. I think they're really nice. But I am curious to see what they have. Now, they have some things like Mexican chicken, mole in clay. Never heard of that. I don't know what that one is. Ham steak with raisin sauce. I've not heard of that. Raisin sauce for a steak. So what do they have for meat? So it says end game, so I'm curious to see what the game is. We got leg of lamb, we have venison, sausage, quail, or dove. Well, that's a switch. You don't see that very often in a cookbook, but there's four recipes for quail. That one saying dove cracks me up. I've never smothered dove, barbecued dove, dove in wine. I've never ever seen a cookbook with dove in it before. Wild duck and more duck. Oh, and it has different sauces you can make. But this one cracks me up. It's called What Is It? I'm not kidding. See? What is it? And what is it is apparently a quart of applesauce and half a pint of whipped cream. Nutmeg is optional. And you basically combine the applesauce with the whipped cream and then freeze it in individual glasses. Yields 12 servings. I never heard of that. Now they've got candies and cakes and all kinds of good stuff. There are 230 well, keep going. It keeps going. 236 pages for Southern Keepsakes Cookbook. And I don't see any takers for that one. So we will sit you back there. And we'll pass on that one. So the next one is this one is from Florida, Hobe Sound, the Jupiter Island Garden Club. It's the Specialties of Jupiter Island cookbook. So we have this one. Now this one has a laminated cover. Same thing, nice plastic spine. This is volume 2 of this. Now there is one little corner on a page. So somebody apparently liked to do the mushroom casserole. I love mushrooms, so I would probably love that. Oh, there's another page. And these are nice, clean copies. The only page, there it is, page 9. That's in my notes. This is the only one that I found any marks on, and there's like a little mark down here, and there's a little mark. Where'd it go? There's a little mark on the opposite page right there. So other than that, hello, Bonnie. I'm not finding any real marks in there in this one. There's about seven pages that have the top corner where it's been folded down, and that's the only thing wrong with it. It is 1985 Jupiter Island. They have pictures that they've done in green, but it is all stuff from down at Jupiter Island, which is it's Hobe, so I'm assuming it's Hobe Sound, Florida. So if anyone is interested in this one, starting price is $6. And they have things for, oh, they have quail too, but they've also got pheasant, turkey, Cornish game hens, chicken, savory pies as opposed to dessert pies, which they also have. Jupiter Island Specialties by Chef Mario. I can't tell. One of them's totally Italian, and I can't speak any Italian. Tokyo curry. Never heard of that. But they have cakes and cake icings, desserts, a lot of desserts. Pasta, rice, grains, fish, snapper, salmon, shad roe, flounder. For something in Florida, I kind of thought there would have been more things that were fish. but what, why not? So it's not bad. It's a good clean one. Well, hello, music girl. Hello. Oh, Southern California? My that particular brother has passed away, but my sister-in-law is in Southern California. She is in Upland, California. So she's, I think, like 40 minutes east of Los Angeles. So welcome. So I don't see any takers for this cookbook either. So we'll just pass on that one. Now, last cookbook, but this is a special set. And this is a set price because it's two thin little things. Now this one is the Pennsylvania Dutch Cookbook, which is fine old recipes made famous by early Dutch settlers. Surprise! Now in the front it has some poems about the Amish, and it is the copyright. The most recent copyright is 1967 because it has 61, 64, 65, 66, and 67. It is from the Culinary Arts Press in Reading, Pennsylvania. And so you've got, I mean, the Pennsylvania Dutch cooking is some of the most scrumptious cooking you can ever have. Yeah, I'm so glad to see it has lemon sponge. And that's actually the recipe that looks like it's got as pretty much almost exactly the same as the one I grew up making. And rhubarb pudding and brown Betty and rice souffle and apple strudel, shoe fly pie, which had the only spot where I found any writing. Next to the shoe fly pie is a question mark, and it says no egg. So, oh, you're in Long Beach. So yeah, Elizabeth, you're not that far from Sue. Not that far at all. Yeah, my eldest brother was out there, and he'd been out there for years. I think he moved out there when I was about, well, let's see, wait a minute. David got married when I was 10. Steve was here for the wedding. So I think he left a year or two after that. So he's been out there at least since I was 12. But he was 16 years older than I am. So he passed away a year ago. So Sue was out there trying to figure out what to do with his massive record collection. I just keep telling her, just call Sotheby's of Los Angeles. So I like some of the little, the little illustrations. There's little photographs of things that it says underneath, like that's a turned wood egg cup from the late 19th century. Has lemon butter, candied sweet potatoes, with a Kraus last name of German, and you'd think I'd be able to pronounce some of this stuff. Baked stuffed tomatoes. I can't pronounce that either, but in parentheses it says fricasseed goose. Goose is good, but it's real. It's like duck. It's very greasy. You got to slow cook it a long time to get that grease out. Dandelion salad. I've eaten that. Didn't know there was ever a recipe for it. Dandelion and lettuce salad, but it's just got some great stuff. Now, the only thing wrong is this corner's got a little nick to it. So you get this one, but with it, you get Amish Life by John A. Hostetler. Now, this is from Herald Press in Scottsdale, PA, and is the 23rd printing from 1971. And it's basically in the introduction, it says, it's a short, readable, and reliable account of Amish life. While the Amish have been mentioned from time to time in newspapers and magazines, many people know little of their real life. The Amish themselves write very little, and there has been much distortion of the subject by a few outsiders with good intentions but few facts. And so he goes through it, and then it says um, talks about the author, how he was born and reared in an Amish family in Belleville, Pennsylvania, and is now a socialist and student of Pennsylvania folk culture, and has MS and PhD degrees from Penn State. Professor of rural sociology. Never heard that one before. But it gives you this nice, it's a nice little booklet. It's the same size as the cookbook in that it's only, what does this one have? Yeah, it's only about 40 pages, but it has pictures in it. It's a really nice overview. You get everything from leisure to weddings, courting ceremonies, language, the folk art, how their economy works, the community, preaching services. So you're going to get both of these. So you get not only the one that's the cooking, but you get the one about the Amish life as well. So the two of these together are $5, and they're number 33. $5, number 33. Why did I shut my pen? Okay. Yes, I use Pirate Ship for, and if there's anybody new lurking around, let me basically give you the rundown, which I always forget to do. Um, so I ship things using Pirate Ship, which that way it usually helps give a little bit of a discount on the shipping. Anything that can go media mail does go media mail. Um, on occasion, I know, was it Nora? She just got one package that had one single book in it that I couldn't send everything media mail, but I needed that book to reinforce and protect some of the ephemera stuff she got. Um, but most of the time, media mail books will go separate so that it's sent media mail and you get that discount. I invoice through PayPal, um, and I try to pack carefully, and I am working on making sure I get things out faster and in a timely manner. It's hard to do as I don't have an office yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there because with all these tests, I've come back and been like really wiped out. So I've gotten through some more boxes. I've cleaned up the mess because we had one pile of boxes collapse out in the playroom. That was no fun. Uh, fabric everywhere. So, yep. Oh yeah, the shipping, it's always based on weight, and that's included in the invoice. But I always try to make sure that things go out. And I don't often send things priority mail. I prefer to send, if you have a fair number of breakable things, I prefer to use a priority mail because I want it to get there faster so that we can it just gives me peace of mind. Um, but most of the time I try to just use the priority mail for the more fragile, like the glassware and stuff, um, because of the fact that I know it's it's a little cheaper, even priority mail with pirate ship, but I don't have too many of those boxes, so I do tend to use them sparingly. So, all right. So now, for those of you who like your ephemera, I did it again. I shut my pen. You know what? Put that lid up there. So, for those of you who like having things you can cut apart, I have a Jack and Jill magazine. Who remembers them? Who remembers Jack and Jill magazine? I vaguely remember reading them in the doctor's office. Oh, look, it's a Valentine's Day one. Has there's always some little article. Oh, big ad for SpaghettiOs, and but there's always the short stories. Who remembers these prizes for cash that you could always get stuff? And so it has some issues. It's got a little rip there. It's got a lot of wear on the edge. So it has an ad on the back for Mac and Me. I know of that movie. I don't think I've ever seen it. I love the image of the mermaid on the front. She's a tiny mermaid. She's riding a turtle and playing with butterfly. So this, you can use it for junk journaling or just show the kids what you used to see in the doctor's office or read at home. So this is $3, number 62. $3, number 62. Oh, okay. Put that there. That there. And okay. Elizabeth, if you have not sent me your information, I need your name, your address, the email that you use for PayPal, if it's different from the email you're sending it from, and my email to send it to is right there. That's the email we're using right now. I did set up a new email for this overstuffed house. I'm not using it yet. Because that's got to be on the paperwork for stuff, legal stuff. So once I get that all sorted out, then we'll flip over to the Tosh email. So what is it? Matt, need new glasses. Music Girl 67. Girl 67. Okay. Is that 67 when you were born? It is. You're not that much younger than me. You could tell by my email when I was born. Okay, let me get into the right email. Honestly, now I have 5 emails. Heavens. I have one, it's an old email. It's just for junk. And then I have one that I got when I set up Yahoo. And then I have my Boy Scout one, and now I have a new one that we'll eventually be using for Tosh. But right now, I have some product on T Public. Now I don't see. I've been looking at getting T-shirts and images for T-shirts and stuff, and I looked at Bonfire. Now I'll make more money when I can get it on Bonfire, but a friend has things on T Public. T Public, you put your images up, and they can make it into so much more stuff. They have notebooks, stickers, wall art, T-shirts, hoodies, baby clothes, and I have a couple things up on there, and I only make $4 for a thing. But I figured why not? It's worth giving it a try. I'm using that just so I can learn how to do it. And I want to show you guys because I have 4 pictures up. I mean, it's got to start somewhere, right? So if any of you actually know a site that, no, I want to copy it, that can do more than just t-shirts. Like Bonfire I looked at, and they just do t-shirts, what was it? T-shirt, tote bag, and a mug. And I wanted to see about getting something more than that. And um, so this T Public has more, but your profit is way less. So I'm going to drop the link in case anybody's interested in going and looking at them. That's the link to my store at T Public, because I've got Mama is on there. For those of you who've been with me a long time, you know that for years I've had a raccoon that's lived in the overwintered in the porch ceiling, off the kitchen. And so there's this great shot of Mama's face, and I have baby Arwen in a picture that's a beautiful profile. It makes her look like a sphinx. And one of my favorite pictures from one of the trails in Rose Valley is on there. And of course, the image I use for this overstuffed house, which thanks to the Wetherill family, was a picture from 19, I think they figured out that photo is from 1911, the first winter that Sarah Wetherill had moved into the house that her father had built for her. Because my parents were only the second owners of this house. And but one of them very kindly gave me that picture, and I use it as my logo for this overstuffed house. But it's, if just let me know if you take a look at them, tell me what you think. You can leave comments in the comments on the video. But I was just trying to play around with it, and I'm still looking for software that I can play around and make better stickers, because I have a great picture of a potted Aragorn, because he was sleeping in a pot that was upstairs catching rainwater for a while. I don't know why, but it's a cute picture. So let's do a piece of glass. How many do we have here tonight? We still have 18. So, whoa, I can't reach you. Tell you what, let's do this one first because I can reach it. So, let's do this guy first. Now, he's going to be a set price because he's not old. He's a nice piece, but he's not old. Ruler? Don't have a ruler. Hang on. I want to get a height for you. So it's 9 1/4 inches tall. And it's got all these nice stripes, but then it's got what they call splattering, which is the little white flecks, and that's overall. It's nice terracotta look. There's no chips, there's no cracks, but there is a little sticker that says made in China. But it's such a nice image, and it's hand painted. But it's got that, it's kind of got like that, almost like it kind of reminds me of like Southwestern kind of looks with the muted colors that they used. So it is a nice vase, but it is definitely made of terracotta. And I just thought it'd be a really nice one to bring tonight. And this one is all of $5, and it's number 66. $5, number 66, for the 9 1/4 inch tall terracotta hand painted vase, striped vase. $5, number 66. lay you down. Right now, I'm not being bothered by kittens, but I don't trust them. We all know that sometimes the kittens like to come say hello. Okay, classic top 40. Yep, I have it. And that's the email for PayPal. Good. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. Oh, I can take that out of there. There we go. And back to the live sale chat so I can see it. Oh, you want the Jack and Jill too? Okay. So let's see. Oh, Nora, I wondered if it was you. They weren't up that long, and boom, there were two sales. I wondered, I was like, who would be that quick to buy something? And Nora. Oh, I really like that one of Arwen. That came out really well. Some of you that saw my Instagram, there was a photo of Arwen also when she was smaller, when we were working on my mom's dollhouse to clear it all out and clean it, and I got that donated, which I actually got an email. I got an email from the Delaware miniature group. They sold it, and the woman was extremely happy. She sent me pictures to show it refurbished, and I'll have to put that picture on the Instagram page because we never found the rest of the railings or the original doors for the dollhouse. So she found doors that she could make fit and redid the railings on the outside, and it looked beautiful. And so it was going to somebody with, I think she said, two young girls, and so they were extremely happy. Yeah, I love Noelle, but Noelle's a talker. Noelle's a talker more than I'm a talker, and that's saying something. Hi, Kathy. uh, yeah, I usually end up watching Noelle's stuff after the fact. um, there's a couple of them because I've kind of been. You haven't seen me in hardly anybody's chat because I end up buying stuff and I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to do that. So I haven't stopped into too many chats, and when I have, I haven't stayed too long enough to like watch for about 5-10 minutes at most, and then put a thumbs up for them to help them out. So, but I watch stuff on repeat. Well, you know what's funny is I've gotten used to watching things on 1.5, but Noelle, you can't up her speed too much because she already talks so much. If you want to have something really funny, watch one of Noelle's videos and up the speed to 2.0. So, all right, let's see. We did the striped vase. Ah, I have to be careful because of the spine. I can't twist and bend to the left, so I gotta turn around a little bit here. Okay, we got. Okay, let's put you two up there. Now, let's get a couple of these. Okay. Now, for anybody saw the preview video, some good hints on what to do with postage stamps and other. Yeah, I tend to. I had sheets of postage stamps, and sometimes they're just not worth selling off. And I use them. I just use them for postage. Ah, so if anybody saw the preview, you know how disappointed I was in a piece of Wedgwood that I picked up today because the suckers, it was very dusty. So I couldn't see the shiny bits, which was the bad glue job. And they put the price sticker over the crack. Rotten jerk. Goodwill was bad. So it is a piece of, I really can't read that, but I know it says England. I can see that. But it is a piece of the Jasperware. It is the blue, but they made a mess of this. You can see all this shiny is the glue, way too much glue considering it's just this little piece right here. From here to here, there's just this little half circle. I don't think you can see it. And then they messed it up and got glue up here and dripped some. There, you can see it shine. So, if anyone thinks they can do something with this, since it is a heart, do something with this for an assemblage, for crafting, then I'm quite happy to sell this for all of $2. I'm only asking $2 because that way I break even. Because well, kind of, but I'm not worried about the sales tax. But that way I'm breaking even. So if anybody's willing to, if anybody thinks they can do something creative with this and use it for an assemblage, or maybe for Valentine's Day, you have this lovely piece of Jasperware Wedgwood piece. $2, number 74. $2, number 74. I'm offering it to you guys because while I can think of a way to use it as an assemblage, I have nowhere to make anything. I have nowhere to go, nowhere to make stuff. So I've been selling off some of the excess here. Wedgwood heart. So we'll tuck you back there. Who's staring at me? And I see little eyes. What's the matter? Are you going to sleep over there? Okay. Must be Arwen. Must be Arwen. Okay, now I have the mystery cup that I wouldn't show you. Now this one's going to be an offer up. The mug is made by Short Subjects. Now, these are often called hideaway mugs or peekaboo mugs. I've seen a lot of, yeah, actually, that if you have the things where you can actually cut it apart, you could get a lot of cool pieces of jewelry out of that piece of Wedgwood. So in the preview, I wouldn't show you. See, it has these little black dots around it. And there's the cool, I like the logo. It's a row of little kids holding hands. And it's one of those ones where there is something hiding down inside. So I'm going to type it in. And we're going to start this half of what I'm going to, if it doesn't sell tonight, I'm starting it for half of what I'm going to put it on eBay for. So beautiful, right? Look what's inside. Can you see? Look at that face. It's a raccoon. It's a trash panda. It's mama in a cup. I have somewhere in the house should still be one or two of the vintage ones that were, big thing in like the 50s and the 60s. I've not seen a modern one of these where the critter in the cup. I just thought that was so funny and so cute. I was like, I saw that and I'm like, I have to get this and I have to bring this to my night owls. So I picked this up today. Just today, I picked this up at Goodwill and I just thought it was so fun. It is so funny. As a kid, I absolutely loved being allowed to drink out of those mugs. And we weren't allowed to drink anything that you used a spoon because you didn't want to have it messed up. We had one that had it had all these designs that said what's inside and peekaboo. And the ones we had as kids, one had a little horse and the other one had a polka dotted cat. But the face on that one just cracks me up. So, if there's just, it's just so cool. Can't say enough about it. I think it's awesome. Now, there's no chips, there's no cracks. The face looks great. The tail has its stripes. It has little tiny front paws that are held together like this as it's looking up at you. It's just so cute. Oh, it's so cute. He's so cute. So, I mean, this was a peekaboo mug to start at $7. And if we don't have any takers, we'll pass on that one. But it's just so adorable. I did briefly think about hanging on to it because at some point I would love to have a sale that's just all animal stuff, but it's all scattered. So I was like, the house will eat it. Just offer it now. So we'll tuck that back there and we'll pass. When I looked them up online, they make quite a few of these with different creatures inside. They're just so cute. Just so cute. Now, I have something from Los Angeles. Now, I didn't look it up to find out if Union Station still exists or not, because I know a lot of old train stations have gone. So you've got this nice size little dish. I bought myself a new ruler at the Ren Fair and then left it upstairs. So from point to point is 4 inches. It's a little, I guess it's meant to be a little ashtray because you could, on these little pieces, put a cigarette in there. But I would use it as just a little trinket dish. But that says Los Angeles Union Station, and it shows the building. And it's in really surprisingly good shape. There's a slight bit of wear on this one. On where the gold, you could see a little bit of wear along here. But other than that, this is in really good shape. There's no chips, there's no crazing. I'm not seeing any wear to the decal in the center. So, oh, it's still alive. Okay, awesome. So Union Station is still alive. It's a cool looking clock tower on this thing. So this little trinket dish, I have a trinket dish upstairs that when I take my earrings out, when I have them in, they end up going into that. So that I no longer have cats stealing my earrings because Arwen would play with them and knock them onto the floor on me. So she doesn't do that now that I have a little trinket dish upstairs. So the Union Station trinket dish is $3. $3 number 68 for the Los Angeles Union Station trinket dish. $3 number 68. So now, what did they knock over this time? Well, I don't hear any running, so they didn't break anything. I just heard something tip over, and they're probably fighting for space on the bathroom windowsill. And I think there was a closed bottle of shampoo up there. These kittens, honestly. It's been because my house doesn't, it's an old house that doesn't have air conditioning. So during the heat of the afternoon, these guys are like noodles. They just sleep. They don't want to, they just, and if there's an open window, they're fighting over who's going to fit in it. So upstairs, we had to open 3 windows. So they try, if they can each get a window, that'd be great. But Gimli has destroyed the screen on the kitchen window because modern screens are nothing more than plastic netting. It had a little hole from a tree branch hitting it. It now has a bigger hole because he wedged himself through it to get out. So so he messed that one up. So he can't open the bottom part of the kitchen window anymore. So upstairs we have the back hallway, the back bathroom, and then a window in Michael's room is open. So they fuss with each other over who's going to have a turn. And when it's hot, they like to sleep in the window, and they're big now, so they stretch the whole way out and hog the whole window. I think also, hi Simmy. I think part of it is also that they especially in the bathroom, the windowsill in the bathroom is a slab of marble, and so you'll have one in the window itself, and then somebody else will be on that slab of marble. But sometimes when they're really kind of tight and close to each other, so sometimes they knock things over if they're trying to move. So let's see, what are we gonna do next? Oh wait, well, you wanted me to add Jack and Jill, so that's sold. Now we have okay, and I have 3 more things there, and I've got these 3 things here. I have, oh, I forgot about these. How many are there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So all right. Ah. So this is going to be 7 postcards, and they're going to be $7. I really wonder about this one. This one might be worth more than that on its own, simply because of the characters that are on it. So let's put that one last. So, oh, good. And I hope you're doing all right, Simmy. I know you were having a tough time there for a while. Yeah, that mushroom book, even though it had the issues with it, I couldn't bear to just throw that away. I knew somebody would just love those illustrations, and they're all lithographs because the book was from 1918. And those mushroom lithographs were just stunning looking. They're beautiful. So, I have 7 Disney postcards, $7. Now, I don't see a year. They're from Walt Disney World. Now, some say Walt Disney World. And then what? One of them says Disney MGM Studios. And that's a whole other different logo for Walt Disney World. So let me divide these up a little bit here. So this is what I mean about the different logos. So I don't know which one's older, and then this one has MGM Studios. So the first one is the water tower, the Earful Tower. So you get the Earful Tower. These have not been used, and I'm gonna sneeze. I recently managed to get a stack of postcards because I go through them a lot. I use them in the packages with you guys. I use them for my Boy Scouts. There's 32 kids in Scouts. Every single one gets at least 2 postcards a year with advancement stuff or merit badge stuff. I do that because I found that kids today never get mail. So for them to suddenly get mail is such a surprise that they keep it. They don't tend to lose it. An email is too easy to ignore. They don't seem to lose the postcards. Most of them don't. And the benefit too of the postcard is the parents then also, when they get the mail, they see what's written on it. They see what the kid has to do for advancement. So the parents then are also on the same page because, of course, you know the parents are going to read it. So, but in that pile that I got of postcards were these Disney ones. So I thought I'd share the wealth and offer up these Disney ones. Now you've got Mickey leading the band and fireworks over the castle. Nice image for July 4th, don't you think? This is a runaway train. Thunder Mountain Railroad. I don't remember being able to ride that when I was there. I think it was closed when I was there. Yeah, they are cheaper to mail out. The price is going up. July 9th, the pricing for postage is going up. And I forget to what. I think 46 cents or 45. Now this one, this is Disney's Grand Floridian Beach Resort, a 55-foot poinsettia tree that has 6,000 poinsettias on it. That's a lot of poinsettias. Look how tall that thing is. So we have that. We have this is a beautiful one of the castle at Disney World of the fairy tale castle. And then now this is the one that I question whether this one it might actually be worth something because Song of the South, Disney likes to pretend that they never made it. But Song of the South has Zippity Doodah in it, which is, I think, what did it win? An Oscar or something? Anyway, the movie won something, but they still used to have the characters. So this is Brer Fox and Brer Bear. And so it's very hard to find anything that's from Song of the South. So so I was surprised. Now, I grew up reading the stories of Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox and Brer Bear because they're in. Now, which book was that? The Mother West Wind Wise stories? Or I've forgotten. It's been so long since I've read it, but so those are the 7. And it's $7, so that's $1 each. Most postcards these days to buy anymore, they want $3 a postcard. So I was thrilled to be able to find some from the Media Free store for me to use. So 7 postcards from Disney, $7. It's number 83. $7, number 83. I have a copy of the one of the Brer Rabbit stories, the Little Golden Book, somewhere around here. I don't know where, but somewhere around here should be um, the Little Golden Book of one of the Brer Rabbit stories. So, oh, honey, Simi, I understand that completely. My body was not cooperative through most of 2021. And honestly, I looked forward to being live when I could finally like be live again, simply because, you know, it just you guys were the highlight of my week some weeks because it was something that I could sit and I could sit still and my walker would be out of camera sight and because I couldn't get other if I wasn't going to physical therapy, I wasn't going anywhere. So yeah, it takes a while. It could take a while. Um, so just remember you're not alone, and if you need to vent to somebody that understands, shoot me an email anytime. Not a problem. Uh, yeah, it is. It is because the mind is willing, and you get to a point where you're not totally exhausted and not depressed over everything that happened, but you go to move and your body goes, no. So, yeah. Best original song in 1947. Thank you. Thank you. Thought I had won an Oscar for something. And I think it was for Zippity Doo Dah, I think. So I have, speaking of little golden books, I have one that is a Donald Duck golden book. Now, this one, though, it's missing his spine. And that's a problem. Well, yeah, they're going up 60 to 66 cents in July. We consider it ridiculous, but let me tell you, we have some of the cheapest postage of a lot of westernized countries. A lot. And we're way bigger because it costs to send I know in England I think it's the equivalent of like $1. It's over an English pound now. And it's just crazy. So so now this has somebody's name was written in the front. The hard part of not having the gold spine is that often for little golden books, when you see a lot of them, and so I started off selling a stack of little golden books that was like 3 feet high that had been from all of us kids and the ones that had survived us. And over the years, the color of the gold has changed. The pattern on the gold has changed. That is a key way to help date these suckers is what was the gold spine, and it has no gold spine. So I was trying to figure it out. Now I kind of think it might be older because of the back that it has on it, because the back that it has on it has Huckleberry Hound and Yogi Bear. See, there's Yogi, and then Huckleberry Hound is right there. Now, those are two older cartoons that were slightly before me. I do vaguely remember Huckleberry Hound. He's more Gary's age than mine. Now, if you look, another way to date a little golden book, and I'm going to see if you guys can get in there to see it. I don't know if I can do it. I don't want to rip it. So hiding in here, my finger is in the way. But if you look where the spine, the back cover covers the last page, there'll be a letter hiding under here. And this one has letter this one has letter sneeze. So this one has letter G. A letter A is a first edition, B a second, C a third, and so on. So this one is a printing a bit later because it has the letter G. Because what they'll do is this says, okay, this one actually says it. It says 7th printing 1969, but the original copyright still has 1954. Thank you. What happens with little golden books is a lot of times they don't say what printing it is, especially the earlier ones, and it'll still have the copyright from like the 50s or the 60s, but it was printed in maybe the 70s or the 80s. So that's it. That's a way to know. Another way to know is often is this thing when they have in the back, how many little golden books have you read? And by the time this was printed, they were already up to number 581, which was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And they don't have that very many of these are all the double digit numbers. They don't have that many in there. So they had really printed a lot of them by the time they got to here. I have to admit, there are some Disney ones that I would love to find the old ones of. I would love to find Mary Poppins and Mary Poppins Jolly Holiday because I love Mary Poppins, and I would love to find those little golden books. I have at least 2 Alice in Wonderland little golden books. And I have a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang book, but it's not the little golden book. It's really kind of funny when you read the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang book after you've seen the movie. There's a little bit of difference. Hello, hi Maria. Hope you're doing well. But this is in really good shape as far as the colors. The colors are beautiful. The pages are good. I'm trying to think. Now there's a, where is it? I know it took me a second. Here it is. I thought this was a scribble and that this page was screwed up, but it's not. You know what it is? It's his fishing line. They're getting him all caught up in his own fishing line. So that's not a scribble. Because when I first glanced through, I thought it was, but then you see him on the next page and he's trying to untangle himself from the fishing line. And I actually had to read the story about while Donald tried to tug himself free, the ship set sail once more. So part of it is that he is deliberately trying to catch Chip and Dale and catch them in their little paper boat by using the fishing, trying to sink them with the fishing lure. So the pages are clean. They're in good shape. I know some people have turned some of these into spiral bound notebooks where they'll use the cover as the cover art of the notebook, but they'll leave the story in the back. And then they'll be like a journal pages, like a blank pages or lined pages in front. So you could use it for that because usually for that, then you're losing the spine anyway. Or you could use it for junk journaling. Or, I mean, I think that's a pretty cool picture that if you really like Disney stuff, you could just have that out as a summer decoration. You know, face it out on the bookshelf just because that's a cool summertime thing. People go sailing. Chip and Dale go sailing. I like decorating with books. I think it's fun and quirky and it adds a nice pop of color rather than just have the spines. So there you go. You could have that that way, and it's super cheap. It is only $3, which is, yes, I know, a crazy price for an older little golden book, but it is missing all that. So it's $3, number 34 for Donald Duck. $3, number 34. All right, ready to do a piece of glass? Ow, ow. See, I keep trying to just lean over to the left. Can't do that. Who's ready for a piece of glass? It's a beauty, isn't it? Do I have a white? Anything white? I hate these flat rate boxes, but there we go. Look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely color. So we are going to this is an offer up. And this is definitely worth at least this. We are starting this at $8. It is, let me get the height for you. There are no chips. There are no cracks. It is 6.5 inches tall. It is gorgeous. It has this nice ribbing around. The handle is an applied handle. It's applied afterwards. You can actually see in the bottom, there is a pontil mark. Wonderful hand-done glass pitcher. Has the nice little lip here. This is such a gorgeous color. It is the color of honey. It is an absolutely beautiful honey color. This would be gorgeous over the summer with, you know, echinacea flowers or black-eyed Susans or smaller sunflowers, because there are some sunflowers that are a little bit smaller heads. They're not all the giant, massive ones. It just would be so gorgeous on a table with summer flowers in it. You know, isn't it just gorgeous? Hi, Retro Ruby. And there's nothing. I'm looking and let me see. I mean, I've put some fingerprints in it. There is that a scratch or a smudge? So there is a scratch. Where'd it go? I'm trying to find it. So the way the lines are in the glass, there's a scratch that goes right here. It's not a crack. It is a scratch. You know what I think that is? Because it's not on the outside. I think that might be on the inside. Is it on the? No, it is on the outside. Because I can feel there with my thumbnail. But that is the only thing. I see two little air bubbles in the bottom. There's one there too, and a tiny one there. So there's all of 5, 6, because there's one near the pontil. So there's 6 little air bubbles, but other than that, and those are scattered all throughout. One's by the pontil on the bottom. The pontil is really nicely done. It's not rough. They did their job right. They smoothed it off beautifully. It's a gorgeous piece. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This might have to live on my kitchen for a while if it doesn't sell. And no one is up for that, huh? Oh, that's okay. We can pass on that. We can pass on that. Something like that I would probably hang on to and have it again in a later sale at some point. Now, let's see here. What is still here? We've got 2 more things from the video. So we have this little thing. I mean, it's so cute, made to look like a little cake, I guess. And then you've got all these little flowers, the roses, the little daisies. These are all soaps. It's all still sealed. It's got an original label on the back. I don't see a date. But it does say made in Thailand. You don't see stuff made in Thailand that much around here, so I'm not sure how old it is. But I remember you used to be able to buy these things like in the 80s. But if you have a powder room and stuff, you know how we always had the soap dishes and you used to be able to find like little figural soaps for in your powder room for the soap dish for when guests come over? And it's not so easy to find those kind of soaps anymore. They're just a cute little decorative thing. Now, I think the soaps are probably just what's here in the top, and the rest is a lot of like the paper, the crinkled paper you use for Easter baskets. So such a cute little thing. And this is not saps. Nancy, learn to spell. Learn to spell. So this cute little thing is going to be $5. My pen's trying to run away. $5 for this. $5 number 73. $5 number 73 for the vintage little package of figural soaps, all those cute little flowers. I love it. I love the little, like, this ribbon is really cute, and it'll come off of there. You can use that for decorating or junk journaling. $5 number 73. Put you over there. Now we've got Now this is an Afghan book. It's got some of the most interesting patterns I've ever seen. I've never seen some of these patterns. It's Bernat Afghans, Bernat. I'm assuming that was a type of yarn. Contemporary and Traditional Styles, book number 132. Judging from their hairstyles, I'm thinking this is from the 60s. How much do I want to do this one for? All right, I'm probably underselling this, but so it is fairly, it's a bit taller than a regular magazine. But look at this pattern. I mean, it looks like a needlepoint more than it does something crocheted. And there's a couple of them in here like that. So, of course, we've all seen that pattern, you know, the squares. That's not that uncommon. And then there's, now this one I haven't seen. This one's all kind of fringy and fuzzy. That's a little different. They don't have a name for it. They're all done by a number, which is strange. This one, I wish the picture was in color, because that actually is an open weave. Look what it is. It's all these, not a perfect circle. They're more like an eye shape, and they all link together to make that. So that one's different. And it tells you you need 2-ounce skeins of this, 11 of those. Oh, 2-ounce skeins you need 11 of, and they have the colors because apparently they did this in marine blue, Dresden blue, and blue bell, and white. I really wish they'd had that picture in color. This one's an interesting swirl. Where are... So this is another one. Danish bell pull is what they call it. And so there's the Afghan, but then there's this close up, and it looks like needlepoint. And I've never seen anything like that before. I don't know how they do that. I mean, they're telling you the type of Afghan hook, size G. I mean, they're telling you the hook you need and everything. Here's another one that's like that. So it's definitely got something very different in here. It's got the typical squares. We've all seen that top one, but they've also got it as circles, which I've not seen before. I like the circles more than I do the squares. I remember my mother making one of these for my sister. It's very heavy when you make this one because each of those roses, those red blobs, those are roses and they're dimensional. So you make the white square and then you make the little green leaves. So that's a second layer. And then you put the rose on top of that and they're about a quarter of an inch thick. So that is a very heavy Afghan. That one I know. And then this is the other one. That's that wonderful needlepoint type, and they didn't do the image in color, so it's just gorgeous. And then of course the one on the front cover has these big birds on it. So this is all of $3. I'm probably underselling it, this one, but it's $3, and you've got all those different patterns in there and more that I didn't show you. And it's number 71. $3, number 71. Have any of you ever seen Afghans like that look like needlepoint? Because I've not seen that. I've never seen that. Day. So that was really something different. Very different. So I've got 2 things left. So this is a box of stationery. It's a bunch of note cards that I've never used. And it's 4 different styles. They're all Tinkerbell. We've got them on the back. And so we've got Believe in the Magic. And they're not faded. They're all done with this they're all done in these really pale colors. It's like a taupe, Taupe, if I'm right. That's kind of the color of the background. And then she's done in a really pale pastel yellow. So you have that one. And then there is, all it takes is faith and trust and a little bit of pixie dust, which is this image. And there's, I've forgotten now, 4 or 5 of each. There's 20 note cards altogether. So there's 5 of each style. And the next one is, it's another one that says Believe in the Magic, but it's got it in bigger letters and a little bit different pose. And the last one reminds me of Vintage Vinny because she looks like one of those old pinup art. It has Believe in the Magic across the bottom and little clouds that are made out of tiny little dots and stars. And then she's very much in that pinup kind of pose. Now the inside of them, they're all blank. They're just blank note cards for writing letters. I have more stationery than I will ever use. And I thought, for Disney fans out there and the fairy fans, I have this wonderful box. Originally it was $12.95. That would have been many years ago. But it's just such great size too. But you have great packs. The envelopes are all in there. There's 20 cards, 5 of each design. They're all in there. It is $8 for the box. It is $8, number 43 for the Tinkerbell note cards. $8, number 43. Now, our peacock. I did find somebody had one of these on eBay, but they couldn't identify the maker either. So on the bottom is, oh, Marcy's here. Hi, Marcy. So Marcy would like Tinkerbell. Put Tinkerbell over here. Thank you, Marcy. So this last one is the planter. It is made to look like a basket. It has 2 little manufacturer's flaws. There's a dot of blue right there. That's under the glaze. There's no chips. There's no cracks. You could see this. Oh, wait, I take it back. There's 3 because there's 2 really, they're kind of faint. Can you see them? There's 2 little there. And then there's a spot right there where I guess they must have been an air bubble, or else they didn't put, you can see where like all the indents, they put a darker blue. So maybe somebody missed one, but it's underneath the glaze. But overall, it's still a very cool looking peacock. And then it's got tiny little, can you see them? Is it gonna focus and show? I don't think it's gonna focus and show them. So here and here, as well as here, they're little tiny blue flowers. Now they made me think of forget-me-nots, but I'm losing my voice tonight. But it is such a neat piece. So the whole thing stands 7 inches tall. It's, let's see, there to there is the widest. So it's about 4 1/4 wide and 7 inches tall. Now you could put some fake flowers in there, or I think it'd be cool if you put just pieces of silk ferns, you know, get some fake fern fronds and stick them so that it would frame out the peacock. I think it'd be great. On the bottom, you've got a German 7 that you can see there, but you guys aren't going to be able to see. I'm trying to make it so you can see that there is something in here. So the bottom has the number 7342, but then below that, it has what looks like the Roman numeral 3 and the letter B after it. This was the one thing I did try to look up. I cannot figure out who made this. I've never seen that mark before. I don't know who did it. There is another one on eBay, just one, and they were asking $24.99. I'm doing it as an offer up for the peacock planter. And we're going to start this, keeping in mind that he does have that manufacturer's flaw on the tail. So I'm going to start him low at $5. It's absolutely adorable, though. And I really do think, like, I mean, you could use it for anything. You could put anything you wanted in there. You could just enjoy him as he is. But I kind of think he just would look so cool if he had just some little greenery or something behind him, because it would make the bird show off so much more. And he's just absolutely adorable. And the glaze is good. There's no chips, no cracks. I didn't find any crackling to the glaze. He's absolutely adorable piece. He's just really, really cute. Really, really cute piece. And if you're gonna display stuff too, I mean, he's a nice height, and then you could have something shorter and standing in front of him. He's really cute. Such a nice little piece. And we have no takers for the peacock. I'll let you guys think about him for a second. I need more water. Hmm. So, who's out there bothering you? Oh, they went upstairs now? Because I could hear thunder. And one of them had to be Gimli, because I could hear the footsteps on the stairs. Excuse me, guys. Oh, yeah, some violets might be nice too. He is such a pretty little thing. But I don't see any takers, so we're going to pass on him too. He is so cute. So we had him, and we had the Afghan book for $3. This was number 71. We're going to do a quick recap of what didn't go. And for those seeing this on the playback, know that you always have 1 week that you could then claim something in the comment section, or just email me directly. I tend to I will hang on to stuff for 1 week, and then I will decide where it's going to go after that. So it gives some people a chance to see things on the replay. So let's see, we've done the peacock. I just showed the Afghan. The soaps were $5. This was number 73 for those. And Donald Duck, the little golden book that's missing its spine cover, he was $3. He was number 34. And the 7 Walt Disney postcards, we have all of those. They were $7. They were number 83. Union Station. Where is Union Station? We have the Union Station from Los Angeles, the little trinket dish with Union Station on it. It does not have a maker's mark on the back. And that was $3, number 68. We have the short subjects made mug, which has the little peekaboo little raccoon down inside. That was an offer up that was started at 7. So that is 7. And just let me know, put raccoon if you are interested in that. We had the Wedgwood heart, which was basically awesome. Yeah, Elizabeth, I usually do sales every other week, but to get back on track, I do that because I know I have Boy Scout summer camp coming up. Next week will also be a live sale on Thursday night at 11. And I'm going to try to get back to filming stuff because I wasn't doing that for a while there with all this tests going on, and get some videos posted. So next week will also be a live sale. I do them at 11 p.m. on Thursday nights. And I hope to see you next week, Elizabeth. Been nice to see you here. And this was the Wedgwood piece. It is a piece of Wedgwood, but this is basically a crafter's special because there's a chip right here, and boy, did they mess up the glue. I mean, you can see the big, I can't do this one-handed. You can see where they did that on the side. You can see all this dark is shiny and glossy. And then they made a mess of it and spilled some of it here. So if you could, I mean, some people could make jewelry out of this because you could cut it apart without having any sympathy for the fact that you're cutting apart a piece of Wedgwood, because they put the price tag right over this little crack right here, this little half circle. So I didn't spot that right away. And it had so much dust on it that I didn't see the shiny bits of the glue there. So this is just $2. That way I just break even and you have something you could play with. And oh, hun, there's a huge book collection. So I know there's more cookbooks around here. So this was the Wedgwood Heart was $2, number 74. You can use that in an assemblage, make something cool for Valentine's Day for next year. What else do we have? We have the Pennsylvania Dutch Cookbook along with Amish Life. These two together were $5, was number 33. And that was it. That was it, because Elizabeth got the other two cookbooks from early on. So there's our recap. I hope you guys all had fun. I know this one's kind of quick. Some nights we go longer. But we're not too bad because it's almost 1 o'clock. So we've gone for 2 hours. I got to work on getting my voice stronger because by the time we get to 2 hours now, my voice starts wanting to cut out. Remember the early days? I used to do 3 hours where we would chat. So I hope you all had a good time, and I will see you guys here next week. If you're waiting for a package, I am, now that my focus has shifted, and now that we've gotten, you know, for like the last 2 months before this, I had been complaining about not being able to focus, and so they've upped the medication that I'm on for depression, and that has managed to clear the cobwebs out of my head. I've got my focus back. I'm thrilled. So now we had to take care of some things first, like all those tests, as well as get some back taxes taken care of. So now I got this year's taxes to work on, but all that's dealt with. So my focus can now be all on this. We've got the car thing sorted out, so I now have a car again. So all the stuff that was distracting me from being here, being present, and working on this overstuffed house most of it's all been taken care of now. So now I can focus on Tosh, the abbreviation for this overstuffed house. So I will see you guys live next week. I'll be here and I'll have more stuff. So have a good week. Stay hydrated. Stay cool. And I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.